Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our and all in the house. Just want to thank you all for taking the time out to make it here to deep dive globally changing lives as we deep dive into this Thursday's program. Just want to thank you all for joining us. And of course, this is Thursday, May 29. And we thank you all for joining us and those also on YouTube. Really appreciate you. Those who are watching now live and those also who will be watching sometime in the future. And so at this time, we are going to start. And we are, of course, going to start with our signature tune, which is In It to Win It. Welcome, Queen Nancy. In It to Win It. Welcome, Queen Jacqueline. In It to Win It. Welcome, Queen Dr. Doris and King Edgar. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, as we feature our theme song, In It to Win It, with Loretta Shadari, an international, world renowned singing, recording artist. And so at this time, we will be playing In It to Win It by our own Loretta Shadari. All right, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato Shadari. Really appreciate, really do appreciate. And as we continue on this wonderful Thursday, we have the mindset, which is very, very important. And the mindset is with none other than our own Queen Jacqueline Warner, entrepreneur long before on passive. She has been also a talk show host. She has her own personal talk show, actually. She's a grandmother of nine children, young lady, and already a grandmother. And so at this time, we will be um, putting the mic in the hands of our capable Queen Jacqueline Warner. Over to you.
A pleasure to be here. Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Derek, and thank you for this amazing platform. Um, Thank you to Ash Mafara that makes this all possible. Thank you to our Heavenly Father that also make it possible for all of us to be here together. Um, Thank you to the brand ambassadors for always showing up, for your patience, for your support, and your love. And yes, tonight we're going to continue. There were 10 ways to activate our self-healing. So I'm going to be continuing with, I think, three of them. I try not to overwhelm you, but at least to give you an understanding. Of course, there is a disclaimer that this information is only for educational purposes and does not substitute for any professional medical advice. Okay, so for personal health concerns, please consult your physician. Last week we talked about, the type of self-healing we're talking about here is powerful. It can reduce inflammation. It can fight cancer, normalize blood sugar, blood pressure, and regenerate tissues, even organs like the liver or the cartilage. And there is a difference between treatment and versus healing. Okay, so we just want to make sure that treatment is a manipulation of the biochemistry, and that's something that often must be continued for life or for a period of time. And healing, on the other hand, is the correction of the biochemistry. So there is a big difference. One, of course, the healing part, on the other hand, is a correction of the biochemistry, like I said, but it involves lasting changes. It's not temporary, and it gets to the roots of the problem. It doesn't mask it like treatment does. And you only can get treatment in a hospital or at your physician office. Okay? But healing starts from within us, within our body. So you got to think of like it resetting a malfunction computer back to the factory setting, but that's what real healing can do for our bodies. And the first one we covered last week was fasting. And fasting is very important. You actually is giving the body, you're cleaning the body, just like taking a shower. We take one every day, some of us. It's not recommended that we do, so don't feel bad if you don't. But fasting correct the problem of overnutrition and undernourishment. Of course, we are a nation of people who eat too much, but we're still nutrition deficient. And this what leads to inflammation and chronic disease and the vulnerability to infections. Also, the second one was stimulating your stem cell growth. And stem cells are your body's built-in repair system. And so what it's more reasons for us to take care of those issues, make sure that we are stimulating our stem growth and our stimulating stem cells. They will actually regenerate. They boost the immune function, and it also support recovery from injuries like joint or cartilage issues. And the way you can stimulate stem cells growth naturally is by fasting, regular exercise, and getting adequate sleep, and consuming raw chocolate, and not the one that you buy in a supermarket, most likely, that is full of sugar. And that's why there's no need for expensive therapy, because our body is capable of this on its own. It's self-repair. And the third one was correcting deficiencies. That means fixing nutrient deficiencies, which can trigger the body's healing process almost instantly. So when we are deficient, our body does not function at its best. Okay, and addressing them actually is one of the fastest ways to activate self or achieve self-healing. And some of the vitamins that we tend to be deficient in mostly is like iron. That's common in women. And then deficiency can lead to fatigue, heavy periods, and cold sensitivity. Next one was herbal detoxification. Our Heavenly Father said the herbs is for the healing of the nation. So herbs actually were designed not only for flavor, but they were made for healing. And I was talking to one of my business partners today, and she said her mom didn't want anyone to know that she was suffering from cancer because she didn't want them to worry. And she thought they would tell her to take chemotherapy, so she kept it to herself. And that's to tell you how we are we're so far away from the natural stuff that really actually, I don't know how the pharmaceutical came in and overpowered our minds, our decisions, our bodies, because medication just practically just masks the problem, you know? So, and doctors really don't know unless they really take the time to investigate, and they have to really have compassion, and they really have to care. And if they don't have those two most ingredients in their profession or career, then they are actually of no use. Okay? They just went to school to say they're a doctor and collect the big paycheck, and not one concern of your health. I went and and I could give you a perfect example because I went to have a physical the other day, and I'm thinking of the physical. They tell you take a deep breath. They open your mouth and they check in your nose and your ears. They check your reflexes, and none of that took place. And I left the office saying to myself, "Oh my God, look how we are." Some people are totally putting their trust in doctors. Now, some doctors might care. I'm not going to say all of them that's the same, because God said there's good and bad in everything. So most likely, I will consider the physician that I saw that he really didn't care. And he wasn't really practicing the skills and the techniques and the way that he should take care of a patient. That wasn't happening. So that was very sad. And I felt for the other patients, because if they're not taking control of their health and they leave it in the hands of the physician, what a place to leave your life. And magnesium is another one, vitamin D, and we know we get that naturally for the sun, but a lot of people say, you know what? It's too hot. And I think they like living in an ice box. Maybe they are how you say, preserving themselves for something much greater, most likely. And vitamin B12 and B complex and vitamin K, those things are extreme important. They play a major role in our body or immunity. Okay. So, and herbal detoxification, we touched there. Antioxidants, fruits and berries, those are things that clean out. Green tea, cleansers and purifiers. We have natural things, castor oil, aloe vera, those things, cactus. These things clean our system, our digestive tracts. And if we're not aware, it's easy now. We have the internet, our second Bible, at our very fingertips, and we don't use it to benefit ourselves because most likely we're so busy and we're too busy to care for ourselves until we're unable to actually care for ourselves. And now you're in the hands of someone else, and they might not care for you as you will care for yourself. So I'm just going to get right into number 5. And number 5 starts with healing unresolved traumas. And we will probably say, where'd that come from? Well, unresolved traumas are the hidden wounds we carry. It can be emotional, it can be physical, it can be mental or spiritual, that often stem from childhood or inherited family pain. This process of healing is known as shadow work. That means reconnecting with parts of ourselves that we have ignored, suppressed, or denied. Trauma may arise from parents, it could be from teachers, relationships, or cultural experiences. And if unaddressed, it lingers within us, blocking the body's natural ability to heal. And sometimes we say, well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not stressing. So what is the problem? Sometimes I even say, well, I'm not stressing. Maybe there's something eternal that is going on. But because I can't actually figure out what it is, and a lot of us, including myself, had experience, and some of us might not have even experience. I remember Lily Lane say she was good. She didn't get no whoopings. So some of us got whoopings. Some of us got whoopings from our teachers. Some of us got whoopings in our relationship. All kind of things. People talk bad to you. They ridicule you. They spit on you, and all of these things. And some of them, most of these traumas, we subdued. I know me, some of the things people did unto me, I just let them go. I say, you know what, I'll leave them in the hands of the Lord, or I'll put them at the foot of the cross. And then I just go on. But I know some of the traumas I experienced, I really didn't probably deal with them because I didn't know how to deal with them. Okay? So you cannot hold on to trauma and expect healing at the same time. So you got to release this burden, which allows the nervous system to shift out of a survival mode and into a state of restoration. So many people become healers after surviving trauma because they understand the journey of pain, stagnation, and transformation. So traumas can manifest as hypertension, weight gain, inflammation, emotional eating, or an autoimmune disease. So by facing and healing unresolved traumas, we activate the body's innate wisdom to recover. Now, healing trauma isn't just about emotional relief, it's a doorway to physical healing. So even the healthiest lifestyle cannot compensate for unhealed emotional wounds. Because once we begin this work, we can reverse conditions like high blood pressure, stroke, kidney disease, lupus, and replace unhealthy habits with empowered, nourishing practices. So the healing trauma also connects us more deeply with ourselves, others, and with God. Number 6, the healing gut. Everything starts from the gut, believe it or not, and a healthy gut is the cornerstone of a strong immune system. Approximately 7 to 80% of immune cells are produced in the digestive tract, making gut health essential for self healing. Unfortunately, the modern food supply is under constant chemical assault, full of preservatives, emulsifiers, and additives that harm beneficial bacteria and compromise the gut function. So, our imbalanced microbiome leads to chronic inflammation, poor nutrition absorption, and vulnerability to infections like staph, flu, pneumonia, HIV, or herpes. When the gut is well nourished and not inflamed, don't have any chronic illness, it find it hard to survive. So a healthy gut contains good bacteria, and that's what we need in our gut. There's going to be bad also, but we need the good to counteract the bad. Okay, so we need plenty of fiber. A healthy gut contains good bacteria, plenty of fiber, and it's free of waste buildup. It's impossible to maintain a good health in an unhealthy gut environment. So you can't say I'm healthy and your gut is unhealthy. Okay? Is no way. So true healing and disease prevention must begin in the gut or through the gut. So many people resist healing because they are attached to harmful foods or unwilling to confront emotional pain that affects digestion. So yet, once the gut is healed, the entire body can begin to regenerate. Okay? And number 7, activate healing through sauna and heat. And some of us would say, sauna, what that got to do? Or heat. I don't like the heat. Give me the AC every day. I am good. But we don't know that AC is unhealthy already. It contaminates the very air that you breathe within your house. Your windows are closed down and you're just breathing in this air. And because you say it feels good to you, but what is it doing to the body? Okay? And we're not talking about AC per se, but I just had to mention that because a lot of us think it's so healthy. I meet people and say, "Oh my God, girl, I cannot do without my AC." I think when I came here before my dad passed on and I stayed in this home with him for 3 years, he never had an AC. And the fan that he had probably was so old it would make noise. So we didn't even bother to put it on. Because the body is designed to take care of itself. And what happens, we don't allow it to do so. And that's why it doesn't work for us. And that's why you end up at the physician office. Because you're not allowing your body to do what God created it to do. It's a self-healer. But maybe we want an ATM healing. And that doesn't even work. Anyway, moving right along, heat is a natural catalyst for self-healing. Whether from the sauna or the direct sun exposure, heat helps raise core body temperature, it increases circulation, and it stimulates the sweat, the body's way of detoxifying. So when you go and take your walk in the sun, and you protect yourself. You put on your little sun hat and your sunglasses. You make sure you got on long sleeves. cotton, not polyester or linen, whatever, anything that is natural. And you get out there and you walk and your body sweat. That's the toxins coming out of your body. I feel good in the morning when I walk and I'm sweating and it's rolling off of me. You know, Sometimes I can feel it dripping from the tip of my hairline in the back onto my body. And I was like, wow, wow. So sweating is good. If you're not sweating, something is wrong. You're not doing enough or you're not drinking enough water. That's the way of the body getting rid of the toxin through the skin. So, so sunlight offers even more. Of course, we know vitamin D production, immune support, and mood elevation. So, in a tropical environment, many of our ancestors lived. People benefit from both natural heat and fresh air, healing foods. In contrast, modern lifestyles reliant on air conditioning and you're so disconnected from nature. You get dull over body's ability to regulate and heal itself. Exposure to controlled heat teaches the body to activate itself natural cooling systems and support internal balance. And that's what is so important for us to understand how to take care of ourselves, because we have been deceived and we have been brainwashed. And from a young girl, I always said, do not allow yourself to be brainwashed. So avoiding heat can lead to stagnation in the body. Embracing heat, especially through daily sun exposure without chemical sunblocks. Don't put on any sunblock. We don't need sunblock, especially when they are not healthy for the body. They're chemicals. Unless you find a natural way you have aloe vera, put that on. It protects the skin. It's good for the skin inside and out. Awakens the healing mechanism built into our biology. So letting the body do what it was designed to do, sweat, circulate, and detoxify, is the key to long-term well-being. And just to summarize, healing is not something external that happens to us. It's something we activate from within. And through the practices of healing, unresolved traumas, restoring gut health, and using heat as a therapy, we begin to align with the body's natural rhythm of renewal. So many people struggle to heal because they are unknowingly holding on to pain, unhealthy habits, and emotional burdens. But healing requires letting go. It asks us to be honest, intentional, and open to transformation. So when we do the inner work, nourish the body, and reconnect with nature, we create the ideal environment for self-healing to thrive. Thank you so much for your listening ear. I hope this information brings value to you, that you're able to implement it into your lifestyle, that you can be able to pay more attention to our bodies so we can live, so we can have longevity, and we can live healthy lifestyles, and we could pass it on to our generations to generations. And we don't have to be at the doctor's office, and we don't have to suffer from cancer and see our loved ones suffering with all kind of chronic ailments and standing helplessly before them like we cannot help. Let's do what we can do today so we can have a healthy body, healthy mind set, and have a healthy life. So thank you again. and enjoy the rest of the webinar.
All right.
Back to you, Dr. Derek.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. You see, we have a lot of gadgets in order to unmute and also ensure that we are heard on the YouTube. Right. Wonderful. Definitely. Thank you very Queen Jacqueline. Really appreciate. And of course, that was an awesome, awesome presentation, especially the sunlight. And unfortunately, that is why the more north you go, you need vitamin D supplement, right? So the more north you go from the equator, all right. So the Caribbean is a little nearer to the equator. And then from once you go north from the Caribbean, then you're into Florida. And from once you go north of Florida, then you're talking about Georgia and Texas and Connecticut and no, not Connecticut yet, North Carolina, South Carolina, etc., etc. So the more north you go, right, from the equator, is the more you need to supplement with vitamin D, right? Very important, very important, very important. So please open your windows because fresh air is very important. So even though you might be in the AC and maybe at the job, you are not able to open a window, but when you get your break, go outside. Go outside. Yes, it might be humid, especially in the summer, but go outside, right? And breathe in some fresh air, because that is very, very important. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner. All right, and beautiful. Moving right along. I think I saw Queen First Lady Dr. Benny. I know she always have something to say. So I think I saw her somewhere. Queen First Lady. Okay, wonderful. All right. So I know you always have something to say before we move on. Go right ahead.
I unfortunately I came late, but actually there was no one to bring us in, myself and Queen Teda King. But I just wanna thank you. I don't know your presentation. I just know that you presented mindset. But hey, good evening. Hey, I know I have to say something. Good evening to my brothers and sisters, my queens and kings around the globe. How you guys doing? Are you guys
Great.
excited? Hey, man, I am excited because at this moment I'm breathing. I
Yep.
want to thank God. You know, if you're not breathing, you will not be here. Isn't it, Dr. Derek? You will not be here. Oh, yes, man. I just want to take this special moment to thank my papa. eh, Queen JW. I want to thank
Yes.
my Heavenly Father for waking me up this morning.
You're sure
Seriously.
right.
I want to thank Him for bringing all of us here, right?
Amen.
We are here. Queen Nancy, you are here because Jehovah God wanted you to be here. Seriously. But I want to say, extraordinary mindset.
Thank you.
Despite the fact I know that you say something good, I miss it, but I still love you. Hey, but at this moment, guess what? Did you guys see something that happened? Huh? Did you guys notice something that happened? Hey, Papa got there. Do you guys know that our CEO went and saw Brother Marty? Hey,
Yeah.
Mama Mia, this
Oh,
one is to tell everybody that we have the best CEO in the world. Do you guys understand?
amen.
You know how some people may saying that, we don't CEO, see, are you serious? Our CEO went to see Brother Marty.
Marty.
He
Yeah.
went to show his own love. You see what I mean? Oh
Yep.
my goodness sake. I just want to thank God. I just want to thank God for our CEO, for what he has done and what he will, the love that he decided to show to Brother Matty Degamo. I saw Brother Matty standing up until Brother Chris told him, sit down, sit down, sit down. You know, yeah, man, I'm excited. Hey, Brother
Wow.
King Dr. Derek, the Lord is with you, man. The Lord is with this company, no matter what.
Amen.
Yes, man. I just want to thank God for everything. But Queen JW, I love you.
I
Thank you
love
so
you
much
too.
for your mindset. I
Thank
love
you.
everybody, isn't it? King Dr. Derek, I love you too. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Thank you very much, Queen First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you very much. You are always a delight and a beauty and a very wonderful smiling face. And I thank you. I thank God for you. All right. So moving right along, we are going to deep dive into the up mindset extension, if you so desire, right? And so mindset to grow or outgrow. Mindset to grow or outgrow. So please, yes, the main concern is the lack of vitamin D. So try to ensure, and liquid is the best vitamin D to get. Not capsule, but liquid. All right? Beautiful. And so what we're going to talk about and discuss, right? Of course, is mindset to grow or to outgrow, right? Because there are bad, negative mindset that you need to outgrow. You need to leave them alone. You need to, forsake them and run from them. And so we are going to look at those for a few moments. All right, wonderful. So it's the mindset to grow or outgrow. So we're just going to do a recap because as you can see, this is part 4. So we're just going to do a little recap on those that we have done a few weeks now. All right. So mindset refers to the way that you think and the things you believe. This will spill out into the decisions you make, the way you react to circumstances, the relationships you engage in, and much, much more. So the mindset is not just for, business. The mindset is for life. Just how you make your decisions is based on your mindset, right? And that is why God Himself said, let this mind be in you that is in Christ Jesus. Why? Because the more positive mindset you have, is the better your relationships will be. And that is all relationships, um, especially relationships with husband and wives. Um, the relationship will be so, um, and that basically is everything. Because when we have good, flourishing relationships, then our homes will be better, our community will be better, our country will be better, society will be better, and of course, the world will be better, right? Beautiful. And so, mindset is very, very important. Mindset can change over time, right? You are not set in any mindset, right? But we hope that you set yourself in a positive, abundance, successful mindset. We hope that you settle there when you reach there, if you reach there. All right? Mindset is not static. It's something that you have to work on every day. They are influenced by your choices and experience. They are also not exclusionary. You may identify with more than one mindset at a time. Learning about the different mindset type available to you can be helpful, and that is my view, and that is my job, that I'm trying to let you know the different types of mindset out there, because there's a lot. As you read each day, think about whether or not you identify with it, or whether you like to invite that type of mindset in your life. And so we did look at Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a very good book, very good read. It talks about 6 rules for financial freedom. That's a good mindset to have, a mindset that is geared towards financial freedom. One, focus on your asset column, not your income statement. The single most powerful asset we have is our mind. Very important. All of us have that single most powerful, vital asset, and that's our mind, because it's our mind get us to do the jobs that we do. And so if we have a better mindset, then we'll always be striving for a better way to make income, to generate income. All right. So we are not static at one place, just trying to gravel at the bottom of the pit, but we'll rise out of that and try our very best to get better and better with self worth. It's not the smart who get ahead, but the bold, because you and I can be at the same level of education, of smartness, or whatever, but you are not bold. You are an introvert. You are a person who like the back bench, right? But because I am bold and I am a go-getter, as they mostly say, then you are the one that when you come into a room, you make an impression, so much so that when you leave the room, people miss you. All right? But some people just like to slip in and nobody knows that they are there, and slip out and nobody see you. Right? But being bold is what gets you ahead. People who avoid failure also avoid success. Let me say that one again. People who avoid failure also avoid success. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money and people work for them. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Those are the 6 rules coming from Rich Dad Poor Dad. And please read that book. All right? Entrepreneurial mindset. Robert Kiyosaki advocates for developing an entrepreneurial mindset and taking calculated risk to build wealth. Working for money versus making money work for you. The book emphasizes that the rich make money work for them, while the poor and middle class often work for money. Remember, we did dive into this, that income don't equal wealth, and we had these 2 examples where John is making 150 and Jim is making only 50, but yet still at the end of the year, right? John is at zero, still in the red. But at the end of the year, you see, Jim is at 20,000 liquid, right? Because Jim really and truly is not materialistic, right? He invests, he budgets, and he has side hustles, and he is not materialistic. Okay, beautiful. So, and the next one we look at is the cash flow quadrant. Very important book also that shows you how income is being earned. Only 4 ways. You have 2 ways that are linear, and these 2 ways are employee, which you are just trading time for money, and the same thing with self-employment, which you're just doing the same thing, exchanging time for money. But when you're on the leverage side, right, which is the right hand side of that quadrant, when you are leverage or passive income, then you are business owner, which means you have a system or you use a system. Wealthy people, this is where wealthy people are, right? They let their income does not depend on active work, and also the investor money works for them. Leverage again, and it is where money works for you. So it's either people working for you, and that is where most jobs are, because you go to a job, you get a stingy little pay, and the big cat get fat. All right, and so very good book. You need to give it a read also. Mindset. You need to give it a read also. And so far, we have looked at growth mindset, fixed mindset, learning mindset, positive mindset, negative mindset, abundance mindset, scarcity mindset, greed mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, and business mindset. And so we are going to deep dive into a couple more, starting with number 11, leader mindset. Leader mindset, taking the business mindset a little further. Leadership mindset is when you done, sorry, leadership mindset is when you hone in on the skills and experience that will help you become a leader or level up as one. So a leader takes charge. Basically, a leader take charge. A leader don't have to wait and is given instructions to do this or do that. A leader take charge and lead, and people follow. Right? People with business mindset want to be better at what they do, and they put in the time to develop themselves accordingly. They use their time wisely, learn new skills that will help them in their career or in their business or in whatever they are doing, and are open to taking the right risk because they know it will help them to grow. Just like I come into on passive business long after many people. But yet still, those most of those same people is coming to me to get the full knowledge of how unpassive work. Why? Because I take the time, right? I take the time to figure out, to do my due diligence and see how it works. How does this work? How does that work? How does that work? Not that I'm better than anyone, but I take the time out to learn my craft. Anything that I'm doing, I try to excel at it. Not that I'm better than anyone, but it's just that I want to learn. And so also a learning mindset come into play. Remember, we look at that a couple of weeks ago. A learning mindset, right? But you see, when you don't have leader mindset, then of course you're going to have a follower mindset. If you don't have a leader mindset, then you always want to follow. And that's not good, especially if you are going to school, right? You're always following the crowd always doing what others are doing and don't have a mind for yourself. Right? I hear mothers and fathers telling children, you don't have a mind for yourself. See? Come right back to mindset because you're always following the other child or the other children. We live in a world that puts people on pedestals. We put our pastors on pedestals. We put with supervisors on pedestals, on managers on pedestals, etc., etc. They are just people. I am just a person. All right. So it's only natural some of us would adopt a follower mindset. And it may make sense in certain situations to be a follower. Might, as we aren't all experts at everything. So, yes, if it is worthwhile and you are the follower, I will follow you. I mean, you are the leader, I will follow you, as I don't know everything, right? But rest assured, I am going to learn exactly what you are doing because soon and very soon, you know, I am going to lead out in what you are doing. Well, maybe apart from choir director. However, if you're a follower in most areas of your life and you know you want to step into the spotlight more, think about ways you can push yourself to that leadership mindset we just discussed. So if you look at the leadership mindset, it is about leading out. As I said, it is about learning whatever. So the learning mindset has to be activated in your cranium, in your mind. And so you learn and try to learn as much as you can so that you can lead. Because, when you're, especially when you're on the job, right? And a person is a supervisor or a manager, and the person don't know him head from him tail. And a lot of us say that. All right. But yes, he's the manager. He's the manager. She's the manager. Right. So because they have the title, right, then unfortunately, that's how it is in the job. But always try to learn so that if that person is leading you astray, then you can say, well, listen, um, that's not how it works, right? Then if they carry you to the vice P for that department, vice president or the director for that department, then you can now bam 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 say, well, he wanted or she wanted me to do this, which is not in policy keeping with the company. And then right away, who to tell? You might just be placed there as a leader. All right. I have seen that happen before, definitely. So who to tell? All right. Creative mindset. These are people who are creators, right? Creative, the mind always going on how to create something. Creative mindset. So this one's another favorite here at Skillshare. The creative mindset emphasizes that we are all creative beings. That is how we are created. We didn't drop from sky, we didn't come from monkey, we didn't evolve. No, we were created. We are created beings, and that is why we have a creative mindset. No matter your medium of choice, or skill level, you are a creator in your life, in the way you choose to live it, and you can opt to bring creativity to how you express yourself and spend your time. You can bring creativity. We believe all people are naturally creative. All people. every person on the planet is naturally creative, just that you don't access it. If you give yourself the time and space to let creativity flourish, you may be pleasantly surprised at the idea and inspiration that comes up as a result. I remember this book that also they took the contents of the book and put it into a movie. The name of the book and the name of the movie is the same name, and the name of the book and the name of the movie is Gifted Hands. Gifted Hands. It was um it was about this black surgeon. I think he was a neurosurgeon, deals with the brain, and he was the first surgeon. Also, he's black, and he's the first surgeon that separated a Siamese twin that was connected by the head. Never done before. Never done before. They always separate and one dead, right? But they're never able to separate a Siamese twin that is separated by the head and both of them live. And this neurosurgeon by the name of Ben Carson, of course, and he did that first separation way back in the days. And, it was just awesome. So watch that movie or read that book, Gifted Hands. Gifted Hands. Watch that movie. Awesome movie. It shows the journey of how when he was going to school, he was as according to what we say in Jamaica, he's dunce bat. he, he's a dunce bat. He's tried very hard to get zero. Uh, you know, uh, well, I should say F. He tried very hard to get F. All right, and he couldn't spell. He couldn't. He even said to his mother that he doesn't have an imagination. All right, that was where he was. Okay, and over the over time, his mother pushed him and what have you, and he became a neurosurgeon and was able to do that. So that movie is a very, very inspiring movie that talks really to creative mindset. All right, because he's now creative based on the pathway that he chose to take in spite of his situation, thinking that he was the dumbest person on the planet, to being a neurosurgeon and the first surgeon ever to separate a Siamese twins. Beautiful. So I thank you very much. Um, those were those that I will cover this week, and maybe if time permits next week. And we might cover a couple more next week. So thank you very much. And remember, the mindset is the most powerful thing on the planet. I thank you very much. And any questions or comments that anyone want to make on anything in regards to the mindset, whether with Queen Jacqueline Warner's presentation or myself. Anyone? I know that First Lady Queen Dr. Benny is ready to go.
Well, well, I believe. Let me wait to see whether someone else will go first before I run my mouth. By the way, happy birthday to Queen Teda King. Happy birthday, happy birthday. King Dr. Derek, I want to appreciate you with this mindset. You gave us, I believe, 12 mindset, and you make us to understand that the business mindset or the leadership mindset is, I believe all of them are important. But when it comes to the leadership mindset, which I noticed that it is a belief and a thought of pattern that empowers individuals to guide. So being a leader, you are the one now, as a leader, you guide us, right? You guide people like us now who are not leaders, teaching us, you're trying to inspire us in order for us to achieve a goal or any objectives for being the leadership mindset. And when it comes to the business mindset, you make us to understand that it is a way of thinking that will enable individuals like you and I mean, like Queen JW, Queen Teda King, Queen Dr. Nadu, to identify the opportunities to overcome challenges, right? Any challenges, we just have to overcome the challenges and drive towards the growth of the mindset. So I really appreciate it. I think we need to learn more and more mindset to understand what is going on when it comes to mindset. There are some people that their mindset is low, and then you have other people that they have, you know, sometimes they say that it's good for you, Queen JW make us to understand that for the mindset, it's good for you to be with like-minded people, right? With the like-minded. So people who are up there, I think I want to be with somebody up there, right? Somebody down there, because that person down there will want to put me down. I have noticed it. And I will only take somebody that is up there because I want to learn more. I'm not going to slow down. I will not. But I want to appreciate you. You talk about growth mindset, fixed mindset, and I appreciate you, King Dr. Derek. We are here to learn, and I pray that you should bring more and more mindset for each and everyone to understand what the mindsets are all about. Thank you so much for your presentation. Extraordinary presentation. Hey, I love it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, First Lady. Really appreciate you. Love you also. All right. Any other comment? Any other one, two, three? All right. Wonderful. Okay. Go ahead, Queen Jacqueline Warner, with your um, concluded statements.
Well, when it comes to Dr. Derek, I just want to say amazing and informative presentation regarding the mindset. And I know each and every one of them is important, and in our lives, in our business, in our leadership, in everything that we do. So I appreciate it for you breaking it down and help us to get a better understanding of each mindset. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And my closing thought, the body was designed to heal itself. The body was designed to protect itself. And all we have to do is don't interfere with the process, but do the things that will help the process. And if we allow our body to do what it's designed to do, what it was actually created to do, then we will eliminate a lot of the chronic illnesses that we experience, that we suffer with, that we struggle with. And it's just because we have gone so far away from what our parents taught us and what our grandparents taught us. And we got caught up in, or being deceived, actually, into thinking that there was something better than what God created for what, created for us to use naturally. And so our body becomes dysfunctional. It's because it's saying, well, I don't need to do what I was created to do. They have another method. And when that happens, and when you do now want the body to function in its natural state, it's unable to do so because it was manipulated. The biochemistry was manipulated. It wasn't naturally uh, used. We didn't use the herbs. We didn't detox. We didn't stimulate us. We didn't exercise enough. We didn't get adequate sleep. We seem to be so busy and caught up in this world, this worldly world, that we neglect our very self, neglect the body that we need to carry ourselves around, that helps us to breathe and function and all the things that we do. Without the body, we are absolutely, we won't even exist. So it's more reason for us to do some take these tactics, not tactics, but take small steps. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Incorporate these healing principles one step at a time, and you will begin to notice real, lasting transformation physically, mentally, and spiritually. So, thank you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful webinar. And we will continue next week with 8, 9, and 10. Thank you again.
Yes, before you proceed,
Wonderful.
King,
All right.
Dr.
Yes.
Derek.
Hold on. I said Dr. Nadu hand up for a
Yeah,
little while now.
that's the reason
Yeah.
why I was asked to
Yeah.
sing. Yeah.
All right.
Queen
Thank you
Dr.
very much,
Nadu.
First Lady. Go ahead, Queen Dr. Nadu.
Yeah. Queen Dr. Nadu, could you please unmute yourself?
All right, thank you, Sister Benny. And Dr. Derek, I listen to you, and I know that anybody that is starting a business uh, doesn't think about failure. Nobody want to fail. So uh, the risk is my very concern. Is it at the beginning or during uh, the project, my activities, or it, it's so tempting. I don't I don't want to take the risk. I want to make sure at least 90% before starting something. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I do I do comprehend your concern,
Yeah.
most definitely, Dr. Nadu. But if you don't take risk, then you won't have failures. Risk are for people who want to succeed. No, you're not to take risk that are that are um, that are risks that doesn't make sense. Okay, take calculated risk. All right, for argument's sake, for argument's sake, most persons would like to get involved in a network marketing business. Let me use that for example, because that is one of the the best way for the average person to really generate some good income. Best way. But what happened? Um, they go to a presentation and they hear that they only need three, only need two, and those two need two, or those three need three, or those four need four. All right? And that sound good. That basically you only need four, or you only need three. or you only need two. And two even sound very much better. And then now they go on to say that you can generate 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 monthly residual. But one of the things they're not telling you, or they don't tell you, is that the business is not legit. The business is not legal. The business is not registered. The business is not licensed. The business is not bonded. They leave out that. But you hear the money, and the money sound excited, and you really want to make some money, so you just jump in. No, that's not a good risk, right? That's not a good risk, because in a few months or maybe up to a year, and it's a rug pull because the SEC come and shut them down because they are operating illegal. So they get shut down and your money gone. And so you are disgruntled with all network marketing business because you did not do your due diligence. That's the bottom line. You hear some good money and everybody sound excited and everybody, oh yes, I make 5,000. Oh yes, I have made 10,000. And but they didn't tell you that it's not, it's illegal. They didn't tell you that. All right. It's legal. Everything good with paperwork. But they didn't tell you that there's no products, no services. You're just doing a kind of gifted program. So this one pay to join, or you pay to join, and this one get that amount of money from your joining, and and you do they sometimes do what is known as one up, or they do two up, and all of these weird network marketing jargons, and you don't know exactly what that means, but the money sound good, and you join, and then there's 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 nobody to one up to you or two up to you, and you are at despair. And after 2 months, 3 months, dead end, and you just can't bother again. You need to know how network marketing work if you are getting into it. Just like if you are going to get into sewing, you are going to know how sewing work. If you are a seamstress, you're going to know how the seamstress thing work. But yet still, when it comes down to network marketing, nobody know how it really work, and but them getting into it. Find out how it works. It's very good, it's very lucrative, but you need to know how it work. And when you find out how it work, and if this one work good, all you need to do is go in it, because there always is risk. But when you check, is it legal, how the matrix work, how the compensation plan work, because the matrix is a little different from the compensation plan, right? Everything has a matrix. All business have a matrix. Even your job have a matrix, right? You have a CEO that is at the top of the matrix on the job. You have couple presidents and vice presidents and middle management and directors and supervisors, and then you have all of the workers then pack up down at the bottom of that matrix. And you try to know how it work. because you know that you will never be getting that 2 point something million per year that the presidents and vice presidents are getting. You know that you're just barely scraping a little bit above minimum wage. You know how it work. And you're glad with how it work for the better part. Because at least you're getting a little money to pay your bills. All right? But we don't try to learn. We don't try to learn how the network industry work. And we go in, get burned, and come back out. Yes, I'm Queen Dr. Nadu. Mhm.
Most of the time, if it comes from passive, we didn't check all those things. It's from trust. It's because I know Dr. Derek and he's talking to me about passive that I will do this and that. That's why I came in. Now, if it doesn't work, I cannot blame him because he doesn't know.
No, because you need to do your due diligence. It doesn't matter who invite you.
If I trust you, I have to go back and check.
Yes.
You show me the proof that this is the way it works.
My sister, and that's the problem. That is the problem. You need to know how it works for yourself because you are getting into business. You are spending your 250 or your 97 or whatever the money is, as little or as big as it might be. You need to check. You need to know. In other words, what I'm saying, Queen Dr. Nadu, what I am saying is that yes, you have some amount of trust in the person who is inviting you. Fine, cool, that's all right. But at least you would need to know for yourself, is this company legitimate? You need to know that for yourself because you are going into business with a company. You're not going into business with me. You are going into business with whatever company, whether it's on passive, whether it's Amway, whether it's whatever, right? You need to know for yourself that this business, so even if I am going to now show you that yes, this business is legit, I need to show you that the business is legitimate, right? Because you need to know for yourself that the business is legitimate. If it's even that, you need to know for yourself and be sure that the business is at least legitimate. It is registered because it has to be registered somewhere. Um, you know, if it's an American company, then it has to register with an entity who register business in America, right? I trust the person who told me about on passive. But I go to the website of Better Business Bureau because that is one of the main websites in America and it's an American based company. So I went to Better Business Bureau, I put in on passive, and I saw for myself. So when I say something, I sure that I'm talking from, but you need to do your due diligence, right? Don't just blindly take people word for it. That's what I'm saying. And that is a leader. A leader find out for himself and verify for himself. Because who invited me to Unpassive, I trust him very much. We have been, 10, 15 years. We have known each other, right? But I still got check. Bam, Better Business Bureau, put in Unpassive, bam. I see that it was registered. I see it licensed. Bam, I'm good to go. Check for yourself. It's there to check. It's not a secret. If you are registered, you are registered. It's not a secret. It's not something that I have to say, well, is I only have access to that. No, it's a public registration. So check. And these are the things that people don't know. And so even though you trust what I say, check for yourself. That is how you now are more confident that the information that I am giving is right. When you check for yourself. That's all I'm saying. All right, you might not know how compare, and it's easy to figure it out, right? When you talk about um, network marketing, the first thing that comes to mind is matrix. How does matrix work? What is a matrix? And how does it work? It's simple to look at it. If they are telling you, and I think I showed this already, if they are telling you that it's a 3 by 10 matrix, what does that mean? What does a 3 by 10 matrix mean? Even though they're not telling you that, well, I figure out that for myself, right? Because if I'm going to be involved in an industry, I need to know how it works for myself. Not based on what people tell me, but based on what I know. And that's the difference between a leader and a follower. All right? So even though you trust me, find out for yourself. Remember the people, if you remember scripture, read about the people who Paul went to in Berea. Right? Paul went to a group of Christians in Berea. And when Paul saying this and saying that and blah blah blah, what did the Bereans did? The Bereans got checked for themselves. That's why they were so faithful, because they went and checked for themselves. Because the information is there. Information is there. It's not exclusive information, especially when you're talking about business. It's public information. All right. So when I'm telling you about 3 by 10, what does that mean? It means that you have to fold the matrix before you can earn the money them talking about. So what is a 3 by 10? A 3 by 10 is over 88,000 people that you need to fill that matrix for you to earn that type of income that there is, or that they're telling you about. But they don't tell you those things. They just tell you, say, you need 3. You need 3, those 3 need 3. And you're good with that. But you have to check it for yourself now. What does, a 3 by 10 matrix really mean? So therefore, all I did, and this is all I did, I multiply 3 by 3. Then that answer, 3 3 is 9. Then I multiply the 9 by 3. Then I multiply, that will be 3 9s, 27. Then I multiply the 27 by 3. That's all you need to do. It's not difficult. That's all I'm saying. It's not difficult. Right? It's not difficult. And then when I look the 3 by 10, I saw that I need 88 plus thousand people to fill that matrix, which is next to impossible for the average person. You understand? Yeah. Right? So the best matrix that you can find out there in the multi-level marketing or network marketing world is a 4x4. A 4x4 matrix is the best suited matrix really for network marketing, because you will only need 340 people. Because you need people for any and every business. There's not even the jugs man pan the corner. You need people to sell him drugs to. So there's no business that don't need people. So that's the first mindset that people have. Well, do I need to invite anybody? Yes, you're going to need to invite people, because it's people run business. That's how business work. Every business work that way. You think unpassive don't work that way? Unpassive work that way. That's why people register them pitney, register them father, register them mother, register them auntie, register them cousin, register them, oh my goodness, it's a mess. Whole village them register, right? Because, average person can find a $97. So them register them whole village, right? So you need people. It's the bottom line. There's no business that don't need people. All right. So when person you bring me into this business and it didn't work out, that's your business, because you need to do your due diligence in order to join a business. Do your due diligence. I show you about it. I didn't put a gun to your head and hold you hostage and say come join this business now. Oh, you made a choice. Yeah, well, it's based on my um, recommendation. You made a choice. Take responsibility of the choice you made. Because nobody hold a gun to your head and say join this business or join that business. Okay? So therefore, you need to do your due diligence before you register with a business. Simple. Because business is business. And people going to introduce you to share the business. Because that's how people are. And sometimes them don't even know it's shady. So you need to do your due diligence. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So that's also how business work. Do your due diligence. All right? Do your due diligence. Because that's how business is. A business world. And most of the business world is cutthroat. That's another thing. Most of business world, for the most part, is cutthroat. Life and people in general is cutthroat. It's a cutthroat. Dog in Jamaica, we say dog eat dog. That's what we say in Jamaica. Dog eat dog. So always do some amount of due diligence with regards to any business. Because they are very good business out there. Right? Holt and Bugs. $1.3 million a year. No, sorry, not a year, a month. People are making some good money with network marketing. Why you not doing the same? Because you are not being bold. Because that's the difference between you who are not getting results and others like myself that get results. The difference is just that we are bold. We go at it and work it. And the rest of you sit down. Well, it not working. I can't attract nobody, or I can't get nobody, and nobody not listening to me. And because you're not a leader. Business needs leader. You have to be a leader to own a business. And that's why most people just go do the job, because them just follow what the job required. As much as how maybe a lot of people don't like um where the Tesla man name again. Hmm. Yes, Dr. Benny. What the Tesla man name? What the Tesla man name again? Yeah, what the Tesla man name? Musk, right. Thank you very much, Rosanna. Elon Musk. Maybe a few people, maybe some people don't like him, but he he's a bold, he's a bold man. He is a bold man. And bold people make money. That's the bottom line. Bold people make money. All right? That's just it. Can't get it better than that. All right? So that's just the difference between people that make money and don't make money. You make money, you're bold. Yeah, because you have, you know, people that people that make money, some of them don't even reach college, don't even finish high school. So why they making money? If it's education make money. Why they making money? Because they are bold. They will do things that you're not going to do because you're timid. Well, me don't think that I don't think I can do that. Yes, go ahead, Queen, First Lady.
With these online businesses, yes, that you have to bring people. But it is somehow difficult when you have brought a lot of people in another business and it turn around that it has been taking a long time, and then another opportunity comes. With this other opportunity, they're asking people to bring two, bring three, bring four. Now, the unfortunate thing is that when you try to bring those two, you have to make somehow maybe sweet mouth or say something that you try to find a way to help that individual. But it is difficult for people to really, really come back, because they say, how are they going to find another person? Just like you're talking about 3 by what? Like 3 times 9, which is 27. How do you think that those people will find 3 people and 3? It is difficult these days. First 3, when we started this, it was easier, right? But nowadays, when I try to beg people now to join other businesses, which I have been in there, nobody wants to follow me. It's difficult, Dr. Derek. I mean, not everybody, Elon Musk is good because maybe he knows what to do. Oh, I think you want me to now to go and try to find a research, to do my research, right? How is Elon Musk succeeding in order for me to bring my own people, right? It is difficult for me, but maybe it's easier for you to bring more people. I'm sorry. Queen Debbie?
Because First Lady, I come into your Queen Debbie. Let me just answer First Lady. Because First Lady, as I said, the difference between you and I is we are bold. I am a bold person, and I am not held hostage by the 20 people or the 50 people or the 100 people that I know. I am not held hostage. I put the business out there to them. Fine, they don't want to be a part of it, so to speak, because they still hang up on passive, right? There are 4 billion or 5 billion people in the world. 5 billion. So, 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 just to think about the 200 people that I know and that I always sending the same or a different business opportunity to them, and I'm still hung up on passive. That's okay. As I said, there are 4 or 5 billion, because there's 8 billion people in the world, but you have to think about children and all of that. So, all right, 5 billion people that I can cater to. So, what am I going to do? I am boldly going to go meet new people. Boldly going to go and meet new people. Boldly go to church, meet new people. Boldly go to community events and meet new people. Boldly, and of course dress properly, so at least I am looking nice, smelling nice, and spray me like a couscous, and all of that. All right, and meet new people. See, I'm not going to continue, depend on my broke cousin and my broke nephew and my broke friend them, and no, because I know it, well, especially for me, you see, I do have a job. So you see, people who have a little job can fall back on, right? And cover them bills and cover them rent or cover them whatever it is. Them good. Now me now, I don't have a job to go fall back on. You understand? So I have to continue doing business. That's me. And so, therefore, I have to learn the craft of business because it has worked for me thus far and it's working for me thus far. And I'm not hung up on passive because that's business and I understand, I comprehend business because most business, well, brick and mortar, take at least 3 to 5 years to get things turning. All right. So therefore, I am of a different mindset. And that is why mindset is very, 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 very important. Very important. So I have to be of a different mindset. As I said, I don't have a cushy job to fall on. You understand? I don't have a cushy job. So everything for me, and you see, for me, you know, I I I control my time. I say when I go and eat, when you're on a job, the job tell you when to eat. You see, for me, the mind, the the clarity of mind, or I should say, the the content of mind is more important to me. The peace of mind is more important to me, right? Than ensuring that I have a little, uh, you know, job that I can go to. No, because most job aggravate you. The people them stabbing you in your back for get position, chatting you behind your back for get position, all of those things, right? So my peace of mind for me is more important. My time in the military and my time in the fire was enough. Was enough. Well, I did work at a school for about 6 years also. So all of that was enough. And tell you when to go eat. They tell you when to go use the bathroom. They tell you when to take a little break. They tell you when to come to work. They tell you when to leave. No, mm-mm, no, no. I don't want to live my life that way. I must get time when I want, right? Um, you know, now if for argument's sake I was doing a job, I couldn't leave Florida there and all over the place and what have you, and you know uh, I'd have get fired already. Because I don't gone back to Florida yet, so I would have get fired already. So would I lose that little job already? So all I'm saying, everybody have to make up their own mind how they want to live their life. All right. Go ahead, Queen Debbie. Sorry.
She's gone for now. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I do
Well,
apologize.
I would just say thank you so much, King Dr. Derek, for responding to Queen Dr. Nadu. At this moment, we just want you to give us your closing remarks so that Queen Dr. Nadu can take over after the party.
It was more than closing remarks.
Okay, very good. All right.
But anyway, let us just have the mindset,
Okay.
especially for business, because it was oh Lord, Warren Buffett. It was Warren Buffett that says, try to find a way to make money, to earn money while you sleep. If you want to be financially wealthy, find a way to make money while you sleep. So in other words, don't be guided by time. Don't be guided by time. Don't be led by time, because there's only 24 hours in a day. And so if it's based on time that you're generating income, then it's only 24 hours in the day. You're not going to get any more time than 24 hours. Okay? But if you can generate cash flow while you are sleeping, while you are enjoying yourself, you're still generating cash flow. And that is why the only two ways to generate cash flow while you are sleeping or enjoying yourself is to be a business owner in a system, not self-employed, as that same thing. So a business owner in a system, using a system, or investor making money work for you. So let us realize that any choice that you make, you need to work. And that's another problem, First Lady. People are coming into network marketing business and don't want to do any work. And that don't make no sense, because you work 40 hours at your job, sweating, but yet still you want to just come, join, and next week your bank account full. that's that's a problem, right? Because the mindset is not right. So thank you very much. Really appreciate. And over to you to close, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny.
Well, first of all, I really want to appreciate your mindset and thank you so much for your closing remarks. Thank you, Queen JW, for your closing remarks. At this moment, I believe we're going to ask King Dr. Derek uh, to really, really close down the YouTube channel and so that we can ask Queen Dr. Nadu to proceed. And I know that King Dr. Derek, I know that there's something that you want to talk about, what is going to happen next week or this Sunday. So please proceed, and then we can close the YouTube channel.
You could do that, All right, just tomorrow, Friday, we do have the last of the weekday of the Yvonne duo, which is Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that will be in the morrow, Friday, which is the last of the week. And then come Sunday, we will be getting into Dream Team, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Dream Team. All right, and so let us join the Dream Team on Sunday for that webinar. And then, of course, next week, we have all the proliferas of webinars. Monday, Mindset with Miriam Edwards. Tuesday and Thursday, Deep Dive once again. Thursday morning, it's Option. And of course, throughout the entire weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time is the Yvonne Duos. So thank you all very much for making it deep dive. Really appreciate every single one of you, every blessed one of you. And I thank you all for being a part of Deep Dive, Globally Changing Life. Thanks to First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, who has run with the host of the most for the most, and Queen Jacqueline Warner with the mindset. Really appreciate, and each and every one who participated and asked questions, all the queens and kings in the house. We thank you all very much. And also those on the YouTube channel, we thank you very much. Those who are watching it live, and also those who will be watching it in the future. We are now going to close down our YouTube. Thank you all very much for joining us there. We are going to continue here with a little after party because work and no play makes Jack and Jill dull. So thank you very much, YouTube viewers. Really appreciate it. Take care and see you later.
Yeah.